the basket. James catches, puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
This shot is probably the most iconic shot ever hit in the NBA. The level of difficulty and how big of a stage it was on, and of course that iconic commentary from Mike Bean, all comes together to create this iconic moment. But what else to expect from one of the greatest and most clutch shooters in NBA history? Ray Allen, of course, was a deadly sharpshooter throughout his entire career and has constantly been called on to hit these type of shots. But Ray Allen wasn't just a deadly sharpshooter, he was an all-around superstar. Earlier in his career, he was a superb athlete, even competing in the 1997 dunk contest. But why all this talk about Ray Allen? Well, I wanted to put forward the hypothetical scenario of what if Ray Allen played in the modern NBA. But before we get any further, we're going to have to turn the clock back to 1996, where a babyface Ray Allen was being drafted 5th overall by the Minnesota Timberwolves.
In the 1996 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Ray Allen from the University of Connecticut.
Eventually on the same night, being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks for Allen and Andrew Lang and the 4th overall pick, Stephen Marbury. Allen was coming off a superb college season where he averaged 23.4 points, 6.5 assists, and shooting 47% from the field, and an insane 47% from 3 on 7 attempts per game. In Allen's rookie season, he would show that he can be a genuine contributor very early on, as he averaged 13.4 points, 4 rebounds, and 2.6 assists, and continued to show his elite shooting ability as he shot 40% from behind the arc. Allen, though, wasn't just a shooter as previously mentioned. He was an impressive athlete that had good explosiveness when attacking the rim and an underrated handle. Allen in his career with the Bucks would average 20.8 points, 4.7 rebounds, and 4.1 assists, and shot 41% from behind the arc. Allen was absolutely dominant in this stretch, proving himself to be one of the best young shooting guards in the NBA. In this time, Allen also showed his natural clutch gene. Even as soon as his sophomore season, Allen showed his ability to rise to the occasion. In a must-win game at the end of the regular season to get the Bucks in the playoffs, Allen would rise to the occasion as he put up 40 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists while shooting 55% from the field. Ray Allen wouldn't shy in the playoffs either, elevating his game in the postseason in his time with Milwaukee. Allen would increase his averages to 24.2 points, 5 rebounds, and 5.4 assists per game for Milwaukee in the playoffs. But the furthest the Bucks would go in this time would be an Eastern Conference Finals appearance. The only thing between them and a Finals appearance in 2001 was the league MVP Allen Iverson and the 76ers. The Bucks in this series would push them to 7 games, but would eventually fall short of a finals appearance. The Bucks last season would struggle with chemistry, and they would make a blockbuster trade, trading away their franchise player Ray Allen to the Supersonics for Gary Payton. Allen would continue his development into a superstar player in Seattle. Allen would at least statistically have the best seasons of his career in Seattle. He averaged 24.6 points, 4.5 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. Even though Allen was continuously developing and reaching his prime, the Sonics were unable to surround him with sufficient talent to really be contenders. In his 4 seasons with the Sonics, the furthest they would make it is the Eastern Conference Finals. The Sonics, not seeing a way they can build a contender around Allen, decided to opt in for a rebuild. They would trade him to the Celtics in the 2007 offseason, helping create the Celtics' Big Three, including Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. Allen's numbers would significantly decrease when joining the Celtics. Even though he was still averaging 17.4 points per game in his first season, he was definitely the 3rd or 2nd option behind the other 2 superstars. Ray Allen didn't care though about his lower averages as long as it meant that they were winning, which the Celtics certainly did as they won the 2008 NBA championship. Allen also in this time would become the all-time leader in 3-pointers made, but sadly for the Celtics, due to injuries, they were never able to win more than 1 championship, and in the 2012 season, Allen joined the Miami Heat. Even though Allen was certainly in the twilight of his career and wasn't close to the player he was even at the Celtics, he was still a very solid and reliable role player. He would lead a team in scoring outside of Miami's big three and continue to be one of the most clutch players in the league, perfectly personified by that game-tying three against the Spurs in Game 6. Overall, Ray Allen was a superstar in his prime but had a complete offensive game and was a solid defender as well. But unlike other superstars, he wasn't super ball dominant and possessed great off-ball movement. This allowed him to be a super efficient player and a player that can fit into any team's scheme. But what if Ray Allen started his career in the current NBA? Ray Allen is a part of a select few superstar players that would be even better if he played in the modern NBA. The best player I could compare him to in the modern NBA is of course Klay Thompson, but with more athleticism and a better ball handle. Allen, in my opinion, would be a perennial all-star and all-NBA player. He would probably also win an MVP at some point in his career if he started his career in the modern NBA. But let's say we had to transport one era of Ray Allen to the modern NBA. Then I would probably say the 2005-06 Supersonics Ray Allen, as in my opinion this is when he really peaked as a player. He still possessed that athleticism that he had during his early career and had a more polished all-around game. I think in the modern NBA, with the emphasis on three-pointers and spacing, Allen would easily be a 25 plus point per game scorer, as well as I think he'd be super efficient whilst doing it, as I could see him even pushing into the 50-40-90 club, which he was so close to doing multiple times throughout his career. But I'm interested in what you think Ray Allen would be like if he started his career in the modern NBA, and what Ray Allen would you choose to teleport into the modern NBA. But anyway guys, thank you for watching this video. If you made it this far, then you should consider liking and subscribing for more NBA content. But anyway guys, hopefully you have a wonderful day and laters.